Hello, my name is Caitlin Yost, and this is for Literacy Methods. This is our strategy mini-teach. Today I have my students Anne and Kirk. These are my students today. Alright, we are going to go over fables. We're going to go over who, what, when, why, and how in our story or fable. And then we're going to also do some main ideas. Like, what's the main idea of this story? So, does anybody know what a fable is?
Alright, it's a short story meant to teach a lesson.
It is a short story, usually with animals or animated life, and it tells a moral lesson or moral lesson. Yeah. So today's fable, we are going to be reading The Tortoise and the Hare. Now I do not have a hard copy book, so we are going to be reading it from my tablet. And we will read this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story and then we'll read it. This is called Book Talks. Book Talks is a strategy where you present the book to the class and then there are some things you can do with it. You can either put it in the classroom library or you can see who's all interested in reading the book and you can pass it around to the interested students. And those are some things that you can do. Today we are going to do the book talk and then we are going to do our worksheets and our lessons. So, for this book talk, The Tortoise and the Hare is about obviously a tortoise and a hare. What would you describe a tortoise as, Kirk?
A big turtle.
A big turtle. What would you say, it moves fast or slow?
Slow.
Slow. What's a characteristic of a hare? And
It's fast.
it's fast. So these two get in a kind of a big, not necessarily a fight, but one's teasing the other, and so they have a race. And it is quite unexpected who wins. Who would you think would win?
The fast one.
The fast one. You would think that it would be the hare, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. The purpose of a book talk, no laughing, is that you give a synopsis of the book without actually giving the ending to the students. They seem more interested in it, and it helps them to be more curious about the book.
That's like what Reading Rainbow did.
Okay. On a green and sunny morning, when the flowers were waking from their sleep, a boastful hare went around town and started bragging about his fine legs. He was a tall hare with clean fur, and his legs were strong and long. He would run from his burrow into town with the wind behind him, and no one would notice. He would leap over fences, jump over crates that the baker leaves on the road. His long and strong legs would take him anywhere, and he always bragged about them. I am the fastest of any of you animals, said the hare. No one can ever beat me in any race. Here's your picture. Because kids always like seeing the pictures first.
Mm-hmm.
The hare kept saying this over and over, and many of the animals were growing quite annoyed with him. He knocked off the hat from the antelope's head and took the candy off the little goat kids. He was a bully, and because he could run fast, no one could catch him and stop him. One day, the hare started bragging about his legs again, and when he reached the pond of the old tortoise, he took a drink and rested his feet on a large green rock. Then the rock suddenly moved. It was the old tortoise whose shell he floated on the pond. Good morning, hare, said the tortoise. Good morning, tortoise, said the hare Good morning, tortoise, said the hare very slowly, mocking the tortoise of his speed. Why do you talk like that, hare? Is something wrong with you? He asked the tortoise. No, but you speak very slow, said the hare very slowly. And he began laughing very hard. Ha 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 ha! I challenge you to a race then, hare, said the tortoise. He got out of the pond and shook the water from his shell. The first one to reach the apple tree on the top of that hill will be the winner. Here's your hare. Now, obviously, many of you may not know quite what a hare is when I said hare, and I should have explained. Based on this picture, what do you think a hare is, Kirk?
A rabbit.
A rabbit. The hare could not believe that he was challenged by a slow turtle. And he was not just a slow tortoise, he was an old tortoise, too. He accepted the challenge and gathered the town around the starting line and waited for the feathery peacock to blow the horn. Then the race started. At once the hare ran as fast as he could, jumping over rocks and skipping on some tree roots. He ran, and when he was a good distance away, he looked back and saw the old tortoise still near the starting line. He caught his breath and started laughing. "Ha ha ha ha! That old tortoise will never make it to the finish line. He's too slow," said the hare. "I can rest for a while, and when I wake up, I will end this race." So the hare sat under a big oak tree and enjoyed the shade and the wind. Whew. He's taking a nap. The old tortoise, however, walked and walked. He could not run because his shell was so heavy, but he walked and walked. The animals walked with him so he wouldn't be so lonely. Isn't that nice of them? They were talking while walking, and they never stopped to rest. The tortoise kept putting one foot in front of the other, though the sun was hotter when he wasn't in the water, but he kept walking and walking. Later, the hare was disturbed from his dream by the sound of some animals cheering. He rubbed his eyes and looked to where the noise was coming from. Surely the tortoise must still be near the starting line, he thought. But when he looked, no one was there. He looked toward the apple tree at the top of the hill and saw a large crowd jumping happily. He searched with his eyes and saw the old tortoise shell still walking, but now he was just a few steps to the finish line. "This cannot be!" cried the hare. He started running as fast as he could, but he was only halfway there when the old tortoise crossed the finish line. The hare came to a stop beside the apple tree and panted because he did not have enough air to breathe. The animals all cheered the old tortoise, and they waited for the hare to say something. "I am sorry that I kept boasting of my speed," the hare said. "I guess speed does not win against being determined. No matter how slow, you will still reach the finish line." The tortoise shook the hare's hand and smiled. He knew the hare would soon forget this lesson, but he wanted most of all to teach the town about persistence. The old tortoise wanted the town to see that working hard, though slow and steady, that doesn't make sense. The old tortoise wanted the town to see that working hard, though slow and steady, anyone can reach their dreams. So, here's the old tortoise making his way in. All right, class. Oh, no, we're not done. Sorry. Thank you, hare, for accepting my challenge, and thank you for realizing the lesson, said the tortoise. I must go back to my pond now, but I hope you will remember that the quicker you are does not determine if you win or lose. Your heart keeps you going, and what your heart is telling you to do will be what you end up doing. The animals all went back to town while the hare watched as the old tortoise started towards his pond. He looked tired, but continued walking. The hare then took some apples and walked to the tortoise. As they walked, the hare would stop for a while so the tortoise could catch up. The hare slowed his pace so it wouldn't tire the old tortoise, and they enjoyed the rest of the day eating apples and laughing about the hare's adventures on land and the tortoise's adventures on water. It was a day of friendship, and in the next days the hare did not boast as much as but he did help his other friends. The end. I guess it probably would have helped me read that had I been wearing my glasses. Anyway, so that's our story. What did you guys think of that story?
It's good.
It was good? What was your favorite part?
When the turtle won.
When the turtle won? Did it surprise you that the turtle won? Did it surprise you? He's so slow.
Sure. Right.
That's okay. The tortoise is slow, but he made it because Slow and Steady won that race, right? And the hare was so boastful and so sure that he could win that he just took a nap. Does that seem like a smart choice to you guys?
Nope.
No. Okay, so that's our story. What do you think the moral of that story is?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and Steady wins the race. If you listen, sometimes I'll say it. Okay, so we're going to move on to our 5 W's and 1 H, actually, in here. Who can tell me what the 5 W's are? We talked about them yesterday. Does anyone remember?
Who, what, when, where, and why.
Good. What's the H one?
How.
How. Very good, guys. Okay, I'm going to give you your paper. Make sure that you put your name on it with the imaginary pencil I did not give you. Sorry. Okay, make sure you put your names on them. So, for your assignment on this sheet, you're going to put the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. You're going to write a little description to help you remember what happened and how it happened, okay? And then the next side column, I'm going to borrow your paper, Anne. And this one over here, you're going to draw a picture. What do you call the drawings in a book?
Illustration.
Illustrations. You're going to illustrate what happened. You're going to make your own illustrations, okay? All right. So, who are the who's in our story?
The tortoise and the hare.
The tortoise and the hare. Okay. We're going to skip that for a minute so that we can get to our Kahoot, because we are going to do a little assignment. Here we go. Okay, so you're going to go to kahootit.com, or you can go to the Kahoot main site and then click on enter code. I'm running out of time. Go faster, Kahoot. Okay, well that's loading. Who were the who's of our story?
The turtle and the hare.
The turtle and the hare. Who were the what? What is the what of our story? What happened?
The hare challenged the tortoise to a race.
The hare challenged the tortoise to a race. Where did this take place?
The forest.
In a forest?
Near an apple tree.
Near an apple tree. Very good. Do we know precisely when this happened? Did it ever tell us in our book? I don't think it really told us when. We just know it was on a warm day, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So can we guess that it happened maybe in the spring or the summer?
Sure.
Using inferences? And finally, actually not finally, why? Why did it happen? Why did our race happen?
The rabbit was cocky.
The rabbit was very cocky. He was very boastful. Okay. And how? How did that happen? How did our story end?
The tortoise won.
The tortoise won. How did the tortoise win?
Through perseverance.
Through perseverance. Slow and steady won that game, didn't it? Alright, I'm going to turn down my volume. Okay. So on your phones, when you're done writing, you're going to put in your game code. Which is 423 285. And we're going to do a few of these. And just put your first initial. Naughty nicknames beware. They don't like naughty nicknames on the site. Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry, Kirk. I guess you're going to be out of this one because I did not mean to push that, but it started on its own. Who's that? She's my girl. Oh. Blanks that. Who? She's my girlfriend. What goes in there?
Ooh,
Who?
giving me shapes. Oh, okay.
Blank's my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. Who? Yep, very good. Gotta be careful. You have 868 points, and blank is it. It's a sandwich. Is that a who, where, what, why? Very good. Let's do one more. Blank, are you eating cake? Because it's my birthday. What, where, who, why? Why? Very good.
Take that, self.
Alright, so that's our game. It's very short, but you get the point. There was about 15 of those, but I don't think we really need to do all 15. With the normal class, I would. So that is my lesson. And thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's a little over because my story took a little bit longer for me to do. Thank you.